All right, Shalom. I want to start by saying, call Allah, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles of Israel, aka the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and love to all the Akim. Continue to preach the truth and all truth and sincerity. All right, now bear with me and shit. I'm a little stuffy. This weather, you know what I mean? But, you know, there's something through the spirit that I had to bring this out today. And as the title reads, it says, you have patiently suffered for me without quitting. And that comes from Revelation chapter 2, verse 3. All right. And it's actually the NLT. But, you know, I don't have any particular, because like in lieu of everything that's going on, you see prophecies coming to pass. We as hopeful elect, hopeful men of the Lord, there's a certain reward coming for the deeds and the things we speak and the things we prophesy is a reward coming. All right. So there's things where the Lord said, if you endure to the end. Now we're at the end, but we're not at the complete end yet. All right. Because this devil's still ruling. This devil still feels in charge. There's still some things that need to take place, but things are moving along quite at a nice, steady, quick pace. And that's prophecy. So, you know, it's like this life sucks. This life sucks here. So the only pleasurable thing we get on this side is prophesying, is worshiping Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI in the land of our captivity. Now the Lord promised He's going to get us out of this captivity. He's going to take us out of this captivity, put these devils and the rest of these nations in captivity under us. But there's certain things that have to take place, and there's things that we have to still endure. There's still tests we have to pass to be complete and to make our calling and election sure. Now, I'm reading the King James real quick. Hold on. So there's the book of Revelation, chapter 2, verse 3, and it reads, "And has borne and has patience, and for my name's sake has labored and has not fainted." Now, this is actually Yahawashi speaking, who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ. This is him speaking. And he said, for my name's sake. Now, we know through the breakdowns and through the Holy Spirit that his name is not Jesus and his name is Yahawashi. So the men and few women, wherever they may be, but mainly to the men that's been prophesying in the name of Yahawashi, you got to look at their case. You got to look at the position they're in. Now, they're not going to be the flashiest. They're not going to be the richest. They're not going to be the, quote unquote, in this society, the most esteemed of people. But the Holy Spirit, if they're still continuing to push Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, if they're still continuing to rehearse the righteous acts, then they're heading towards a good path. But you got a lot of our people that don't want to hear nothing about the truth. They don't want to hear about Yahawashi. They mock Yahweh. They mock the names of the Lord. I know people personally that have mocked the names of the Lord on more than one occasion. And the Lord said that for his name's sake. So I'm reading that again. So it's Revelation chapter 2, verse 3, and it says, "And has borne and has patience, and for my name's sake has labored and has not fainted." So for the Lord's name's sake has not fainted. That goes into endurance to the end. Because what did the Lord say? He that endureth unto the end, the same shall be saved. Roughly paraphrasing. So you can't just be saved just because the Lord want to save. The Lord is going to save you by your works. Because your works reciprocate your faith. Because if you have faith, you're going to do certain works. You're going to do certain deeds. And the Lord is going to continue to hold you down as times get worse and worse to live in a society. I'm reading the NLT now. So this is Revelation chapter 2, verse 3 in the NLT, and it reads, "You have patiently suffered for me without quitting." You have patiently suffered for me without quitting. So it means what? You've prophesied, you've endured, you went through the hour of temptation, you kept the faith until the very end, and now it's time for the Lord to deliver. Because the Lord said what? His reward is with him. So he's going to reward those men that endured until the end, that kept the faith, that held this fast what they learned. Same thing Paul would talk about. And that what you have learned, hold fast, which means hold it tight. Don't let another man take your crown. Because we coming into the time where like it's only gonna get worse and worse for everybody. So to have the Holy Spirit, to have the hedge and the protection of Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI is gonna be the only thing that's gonna be able to be had that we could defeat this shit. Because everybody else that don't got faith in this, you gonna see their predicaments that they get into as time goes on. Look how the Lord is doing Esau. And we know the Lord hates Esau, and Esau is not a man and not a truthful and not a righteous person. And now you got everything coming out, exposing his devil's secrets, his wicked ass deeds. They kept behind closed doors, but the Lord said what? That which is in the dark shall come into the light. Luke 12:2. All that is done in secret shall be revealed. And that's what's happening right now. This devil's being revealed. The wicked of our people are being revealed. These heathens are being revealed. Everything's being revealed. Because why? We're at the end. Damn, what the fuck is that? Hold up. Oh, shit. Then was it Micah 2? And I had a couple other shit. Oh, here, yeah, that's one. Yeah. Matthew 24, verse 13. Right. So this is Yahawashi again speaking. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 13, and it reads, it says, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. He that endureth unto the end, the same shall be saved. And let's see what that's in the NLT. Oh, shit. Fuck. New Testament. Oh, shit. I don't got the hotspot on for this, so I don't have no internet, so I'm going with the apps. Matthew 24, verse 13. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 13, and it reads, it says, but the one who endures to the end will be saved. That's how you be saved. You have to endure unto the end. And it says in verse 14 in the NLT of Matthew chapter 24, it says, and the good news about the kingdom will be preached throughout the whole world so that all nations will hear it, and then the end will come. And that's where we're at right now. What has been prophesied for many years now? The kingdom of heaven, the kingdom to come. For Esau at the end of the world, Jacob's the beginning of it that followeth. That kingdom is the world that followeth. That's the kingdom that's about to take place. And the kingdom of Esau is about to be destroyed. Matter of fact, let's see what that's in the King James. So it's the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 14, and it reads, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. Now, remember, this is Matthew, the 24th chapter, so the verse is up. It's when the disciples asked him, what should be the sign of thy coming? And he said, wars, rumors of wars, earthquakes, in diverse places, nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. But these be the beginning of sorrows. But the Lord said, what? The kingdom of heaven shall be preached throughout the four corners of the earth for all the nations to hear. And everybody's heard of the kingdom to come. The true world without end, which is going to be the kingdom of Yahawashi with the elect of Israel, the 12,000 men of the 12 tribes, which is 144,000, and the men, women, and children that make up the elect. That's who's about to get true glory. That's who's about to get that's who is about to achieve immortality. You got these devils like Bill Snakes, Bezos, Elon Musk, and etc. All these technocrats talk about they're trying to expand life, try to live longer. But you ain't gonna live no longer. You ain't gonna go past the bounds that the Lord has set for you. And then after that, you lose your reign, your rulership. You ain't gonna go past the bounds Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI is set for you. Your short season is up. Your beast, your seven heads and your 10 kings. Your beast, your whore is all coming to naught. And it's not gonna go, the Lord is not gonna let it go past on some like, yeah, you get an extra a little bit of time. No, the Lord has a set day for your actual end. And we're approaching that day quicker and quicker. And that's what the elect are gonna have to endure. We're gonna have to endure this devil coming down with his cruel wrath because he knows we have but a short time. We're gonna have to endure this. We're gonna have to hold the faith, keep the faith. Some brothers might get put to death. Some brothers might get tortured. Some brothers might be locked up. Who knows? Who knows? Except for the Lord, what predicament you might be put in. But the Lord said, "What? He didn't endure to the end." So whatever your end may be, whatever you're going through to what's going to meet to your end, you have to endure it, which means not getting taken to MOTB. And that's the main thing we're waiting for, the MOTB. Because that's the actual end. To endure that, because remember, that's the hour of temptation, your fiery trial. That's it. So hold the patience. Hold the patience, because you want to be part of that number that was spoken about in 2nd Esdras, the 13th chapter, where it said that then I went to commend those that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord. And hopeful elect is just what it is. Like Paul said, what? Prisoners of hope. We hope to be part of the elect. We hope to be delivered and receive mercy in the day of the Lord's wrath. All right? But, that's pretty much it. With that, I don't want to make this too long. I want to bring it out real quick. So, with that, Lord willing, it's edifying. I'm going to give all praises to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM Rakakadash. Double honors to the Apostle of Israel, a.k.a. the Apostle of Great Millstone. And peace and love to all Akim. Continue to preach the truth and all truth and sincerity. Shalom.